What's going on, champs and champets? It's FireMonkey here, and we're over on the Elite Strongholds reload map, which just released earlier today. And in today's YouTube video, I'm going to be telling you about some lore stuff, some free rewards, a new rank system, and more, because there's a lot that actually went down with reload all at the exact same time. However, firstly, let's talk about this new weapon, the Cube Rifle. This is something that I added with the most recent update. I don't believe it's enabled in Battle Royale. I think it's like one of the milestone rewards in Battle Royale right now, but it is something that you'll be able to use soon across more than just reload, but it might just be like an early access thing over in this mode. Now, this weapon is called the Cube Rifle, and it's a primary hit scan assault rifle that, as you can see right here, wherever I aim, it's going to shoot exactly where I'm aiming. However, I'm not able to aim down sights because instead I shoot out an actual cube. Now, there's two ways to use that cube. You can either have it hit something and it'll explode that way, or you can shoot it out and you can actually shoot it itself in order to have a mid-air explosion going down, and that will of course do knockback, it'll do damage, it'll actually have building destruction and more. So if I shoot it at my feet, it should knock me back a little bit. Oh wow. Yeah, you can see that did a decent amount of damage, but that is one of the two new cube weapons that will be enabled in Reload very, very soon. So that one's enabled right now, but in the next game update V40.30, we're going to be getting the map rotation back with the Venture map and Slurp Rush, and then we will also be getting the Cube Splitter SMG in the game. That SMG is going to be a fast-firing one that shoots basically sticky cube explosives that will actually grow on your enemy or wherever they actually land and detonate after a short burst. We've kind of seen this done before with like that goo gun, you know how you actually shoot it on enemies and then it kind of like pulsates a little bit of the goo before eventually exploding. It's basically that, but in cube form and as an SMG, so it's going to be interesting to see how that works once it's fully added in the next game update and once it's usable in Reload. Unsure if it's going to be releasing in Battle Royale as well, but it'll at least be in this mode right here. Now, some other things to mention when it comes to the loot pool and stuff on the island is that for whatever reason, Epic Games has mentioned that on this Reload map, there are secret dev chests, aka developer chests, that have god tier loot in it for you to actually go ahead and claim and use if you're able to find them. And I've never really seen Epic Games, you know, just outright say, hey, we have these overpowered chests in the game that are developer chests, go find them and go use them. You know, that's something I wasn't expecting them to ever even mention, but it is something they've mentioned, and it's a little bit of an interesting aspect for this Reload map. Now, in terms of the map itself, as you can see over here, if we go in this area, you can see we have Hostile Hold, Top Tier Training, Elite Armory, Chiseled Cubes, Elite Experiments, and then some side areas that aren't actually named, but could have been full POIs, to be completely honest here. And, whoa, that is, okay, I haven't played Reload in a while, so I'm not for sure if that's normal or not, but that is a lot of supply drops. I actually want to go ahead and grab one of those. Now, in terms of the free rewards you'll be able to grab on this map and enjoy, there's a decent amount of stuff. Firstly, we have the Map Mastery Quest, where you can get yourself 2 different animated emoticons, 2 different sprays, a wrap, and an emote. However, of course, it's Map Mastery, so if you're someone who doesn't like that system, be prepared to grind if you really want those rewards. I can go ahead and open up a quest menu over here and show it to you guys, but it's basically going to be on Elite Stronghold, Venture, and Slurp Rush. Now, Venture and Slurp Rush you can't actually do until the next game update comes out, which will be on the 30th, but at least as of right now, you'll be able to do the Elite Stronghold quest, and then whatever you have to do for these 4 tiers, you have to do on both of these maps over and over again in order to get all 12 rewards. Just for doing one of the maps, though, to completion, you'll be able to grab yourself a few rewards. The first reward is Jules the Fixer's Spray. Second reward is going to be the Determined Daigo Spray. The third reward, which will require you to go onto a second map, is going to be the Stay Elite Animated Emoticon. Fourth reward is going to require you to complete 2 maps entirely, which will be the Get Good Animated Emoticon. For doing 10 of the actual reward tiers, which means you're going to be doing 2 full maps and half of another one, you'll get the Elite's Issue Wrap. And then for completing every single quest we have available, you'll get the animated reloading emote that you'll be able to do in game. Other than that, though, we of course have ourselves some bonus quests. As you can see over here, we have a free loading screen, which is the key art for Elite Stronghold you'll be able to get by just doing Kickstarter quests, such as dealing at 1,200 damage with rare or better weapons, searching 75 containers, wiping 25 enemy teams or rebooting 25 times, building or destroying 35 structures, visiting 3 named locations in a single match, damaging players with shotguns or explosives, surviving storm phases, all the typical stuff you would do. And then you also have some bonus quests over here for like reaching top top 10 players in Elite Stronghold multiple times, landing from the bus at specific POIs multiple times, etc., as a little bit of like grindy things. However, one thing that's interesting is this is the only match I've played, and it's on a custom match, and this has popped up basically like every Storm Circle phase. Like, I haven't gone into multiple matches, so this one might actually be bugged, the Reach Top 10 one, and you might be able to just kind of grind that out for some of these rewards a little bit quicker than normal. Other than that, though, we also have some ranked rewards you'll be able to obtain, and a special umbrella, so if you grab a Victory Royale in Reload, you'll be able to get yourself a new version of the 7 umbrella that you can get in Battle Royale. However, it's a reloaded theme one, so, you know, it has, like, the blue pixelation respawn aesthetic to it. And if you're wondering how to get these rewards on screen right now, it's pretty simplistic. For going into a gold match while you're a gold ranked player, you'll be able to get yourself the Tough Triggerfish spray. Going into a platinum match will give you that like bonefish banner icon. Going into a diamond match gives you the Triggerfish alert emoticon. An elite match will give you the reloaded 7-axe pickaxe. A champion match will give you Daigo's tech wrap. And for going into an Unreal match, you'll get the pickaxe over on the right side, which is a charged variant of the reloaded 7-axe. Now, Reload is going to have a ranked system that's a little bit different than normal, so instead of just going Elite to Champion to Unreal, now there's 3 tiers of Elite, 3 tiers of Champion, and 3 tiers of, or actually not 3 tiers of Unreal, there's still only 1 tier of that, but Elite and Champion rank actually have more tiers for you to go ahead and grind out, so it's going to be a little bit more of a grind if you're someone who wants to grab all of the Reload rewards that are available for you. But it is a pretty hefty update. Now, as I mentioned in the next game update on April 30th, we'll be getting ourselves the Venture and Slurp Rush maps, we'll be getting that Cube SMG added to the actual loot pool, and potentially even more stuff going down as we see, you know, new files or additions added for this map to be fully prepared, because Epic Games put a lot of effort into this apparently, even with it being one of the first maps to have a mini event going on, because of the fact that the Dark Harvester is going to actually show up on this map trying to grab the 0-point shard that's on this island, and there's going to be turrets around the edges of the island that will actually shoot back at the Dark Harvester, which of course is piloted by the Dark Voyager. So it's interesting to see like a mini live event type thing that is just kind of, you know, match procedurally happening. It makes me wonder what happens if you like build up into one of the shot beams in between the Dark Harvester and one of the turrets. If we can actually build up and see it, I'm not really for sure. Will it actually damage you, or will it just completely like pass through you? I have no clue. Let's see. Can we see any? Yeah, okay, so like that turret down there is like what I'm talking about. That will turn and start shooting at wherever the Dark Harvester is actually going to come from, which I feel like based on that beacon is going to be out in that direction. So it's going to be a little dynamic in that sense, and something that we haven't really seen Epic Games do in terms of a living map like that before, where the elites are battling against something that is actually trying to take something they've like captured and used on their own island. Let me know in the comments down below, however, how do you feel about the new Reload map? How do you feel about all these changes, and what do you think about the ranked system? Personally, I used to go for the ranked rewards for the first few seasons, to be completely honest, but ever since they switched it up and I thought about it, I was like, I really don't want to go to Unreal rank every single season just for some rewards I'm never going to use, so I don't really have that FOMO anymore. Like, would it be cool to own that pickaxe or the wrap? Sure. Will I ever use them? Probably not, so I just completely gave up on even caring about those. So outside of mentioning it in this video, I'll probably forget they're even active right now. And as a final thing to mention about ranked mode, I'm not for sure if I already mentioned this or not, but they've actually merged Battle Royale or actually not merged Battle Royale, but they merged building enabled to reload and zero build reload ranks together. So whenever you're playing zero build, you'll gain ranks for both the normal reload and zero build reload, and whenever you're going to normal reload, you'll have that exact same rank over in that mode as well. So a lot more merging of the rank system, more ranks for you to actually go ahead and grind out, and more ways to just kind of play the game and get yourself some nice little freebies. Until next time, however, I hope champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys next time with another upload. So until then, I am out, and peace.